I want to hear a little bit more about why you guys decided to start, because there has to be a moment, right, where you guys were like, okay, should we do something together, and how you guys talked about that and like boundaries.
We're apart from each other so often because of work, and I'm sure it was just like, hey, this is a way for us to be together, and that's valid. But then we quickly realized like we really enjoy doing this. I genuinely think she's one of the most talented actresses out there, and so when I'm working with her, she makes my job very easy just in a creative sense, especially in the two circumstances where I directed her. It was so amazing just to have her there with me at the end of the day, where as a director, you know, you're going through so much and it's so easy to get in your head and it's easy to spin out and be like, oh my god, this is terrible, like what are we doing? And she was there just to calm me down and be like, everything's going great. And that was invaluable. And like, I don't want to direct anything that she's not in. We're so in sync in so many ways that like most of the time, if I was coming to give her a note, as I'm walking towards her, she goes, I know, I got it, go back. And then I would go back behind the monitors and she would do exactly what I was thinking. God, there were some crazy days on this new movie where we are literally attached to each other with prosthetics for the entire day. So we are taking each other to the bathroom. I remember there was a moment where she's going to the bathroom, I'm standing over her, literally attached to her, and we said out loud, we could not have done this with anyone else. And during that day, when we're attached, I was tied to a chair and she is straddling me for 12 hours. Because there's so much comfortability there, there's so much love there, we could also be kind of surpass politeness with each other and knowing it's not mean, where I could be like, babe, you're fucking killing my legs.
Zac Efron said he ended up breaking his hand filming a scene with you where he grabs your penis.
That's true.
Can you please explain how this resulted in injury, Dave?
It's a really good question. I'm trying to remember. It definitely wasn't because my penis was hard. I'm trying to remember if I was wearing a cup and he came in just really strong. I think it was a dislocated thumb, to be fair, but it happened. There's a scene where I think we're both grabbing each other's crotches at the same time, and I just think he came in with enough force from the wrong angle. He grabs my crotch and we're both holding on like, who's gonna let go first? And then my character, actually, to get him to let go, I have a trick where I go zen and I know how to get hard on cue. So I do get hard in his hand, and that's what makes him let go.
And can you do that in your real life?
No.
So the game is called Confess or Text. I am going to ask you a juicy question, and you can either confess to the question or you're going to choose to send a text. If you decide to send a text, you're going to draw from two fish bowls. One, you're going to find out who you're texting. Two, you're going to find out what you're texting them. First question. What is the shortest amount of time you've ever lasted during sex?
Jesus Christ. I mean, I'll answer this. Short. Let's say a few pumps.
What is your body count?
Jesus Christ. I'll take a text.
What does it say?
It says your coworker.
Okay, so you're going to text one of your coworkers. Now take that out.
I really need an alibi. Can you send me a text about how fun last night was? Oh, okay. I'm going to do Isla Fisher. We'll wait to see if she responds. Oh.
What?
Isla, 2 messages. She goes, love seeing you last night, Dave. Thanks for making the effort. It was so nice to see you. Double downing. That's my girl.
Who is the worst person you've ever had to work with in Hollywood?
Jesus Christ. All right, we're pulling. Your best friend. I just got my STD results back.
Who's your best friend?
Chris Mintz-Plasse.
All right, Chris. What is the wildest place you've ever had sex?
Something may have happened at one point on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland.
What is the weirdest, most niche porn that you've ever searched?
Fucking hell. Taking one from the bowl. Your partner. Do you still have that sexy nun costume? That's not bad. And we did a nun movie together. Can I borrow your tripod sex tape? We used the tripod yesterday.
I think you text your agent, the tripod one, and I think you text your wife.
How are you like adding to this? Okay, I'll do it to my agent. I'll do it. Can I borrow your tripod, parentheses, sex tape? Wife is getting... I'm going to say, maybe we try to make it really real and be like, call her daddy. Went fucking great. It kind of inspired me to try something new, maybe. Do we still have that duck costume from Halloween? TJ Bernardi, my agent. So random. He ha-has it and then says, LFG, let's fucking go. Oh, text from my best friend, Chris. So I said, I just got my STD results back, ... He says, you herped up? Oh, Allison just texted. Holy shit.
No.
Call Her Daddy went fucking great. Kind of inspired me to try something new, maybe. Do we still have that duck costume from Halloween? First text. What? And then she follows it up with, in a very earnest way, I don't think we have that duck costume still, but I'm sure we could order one, ... I fucking love my wife.
Okay, let's get to now when you meet Allison. You guys did Molly together the first time that you hung out. A little out of character.
Yeah. I was working on a job in New Orleans. She was out there with some friends for Mardi Gras, and one of her friends was and is one of my good friends. And they invited me out to dinner. I show up at dinner. I was a little bit late. They were already fucked up. I was like trying to catch up. I'm sitting next to our mutual friend, Jules, and Jules shows me that she's been texting with Allison across the table. And basically what she said to Allison was, hey, you should make out with Davey tonight. And Allison's like, sure. So little do I know, the two of them are in the bathroom 10 minutes later. And Jules is like, okay. I showed him the text. He's in. It orchestrated this whole thing. And it was kind of amazing because we both went into this night knowing the other one was in. And so at the next bar, Allison comes up to me. She has a beer and she says, okay, I put some Molly in this beer. I think we should share this. We had an insane weekend in New Orleans. You know, it's been 13 and a half years, the only couple to survive from meeting at Mardi Gras. The next morning after this insane Molly weird night, we wake up and she kind of wakes me up with these like gentle little kisses on my shoulder. That's how we started the next morning. And it was like, okay, this is the energy we're going into this with.
So you end up dropping out of college and you go to do a horror movie that never made it to theaters.
Okay, so I got a month away from graduating and I got my first lead role in a project. And I was telling my teachers, like, please let me finish from online. Somehow let me do this from afar. It's only a month left. And they were like, no, you have to be here. So I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go do this movie. So I drop out. I go to Winnipeg, Canada. So we were there in the dead of winter, staying on what they considered the windiest corner in all of Canada. Very brutal conditions. It was this very physically demanding shoot. So I got very hurt on this one as well. I dislocated my shoulder. I lost my voice a couple times from screaming so much, but I was having the time of my life. I'm like, I'm doing the work. I'm really doing this thing I want to do. So there was 2 weeks to go in the movie, and I remember I had the day off, and the main girl, she knocks on my door, and I'm like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be on set. And she's like, shit's going down. So we find out that they hadn't been paying the crew for weeks. We find out they have no money left. So we all go home. We're waiting for the call for them to be like, we've spent millions of dollars. Let's come back and finish these final 2 weeks. We never go back. So I was devastated. I dropped out of school for this. I dislocated my shoulder for this. This was my first lead role. In hindsight, probably best that it fell apart. It was a B horror movie called Bad Meat. And the tagline was, it's the meat, it's bad. So what I found out recently, they actually brought in an entirely new cast to fill in the scenes that we didn't shoot. And they put together this like weird, jigsaw puzzle of a movie. And just last week, me and my friends watched it for the first time. And the worst part about it, I mean, it's terrible, but the worst part, I was the lead of this movie. They still cut out half of my scenes. That's how bad I was in Bad Meat.
I need you to talk about the time that your wife tried to throw you a surprise party. You need to tell us a story.
So Allison and I had been together just for a few months, and my birthday was coming up. I will preface this by saying everything she did was coming from such a sweet place. She was really trying to do something kind for me. But we just didn't know each other that well yet. And so in her mind, she was like, I'm going to throw him a surprise party. I'm going to invite all these people. It's going to be incredible. Not knowing that like my perfect birthday is going out to the middle of nowhere, just being with her. I don't want anyone to talk to me. Don't look at me. Just want to be in nature, just by ourselves. I come home one day and I open the door. And it's a bunch of people. Not only is it a surprise party, but it's like I think it was a Back to the Future themed party. So everyone was dressed up and they had a little Marty McFly outfit for me. And I'm looking around and some people are my friends, but some people I haven't talked to in many, many years. And there was a reason for that. I decide to cope with this. I need to consume a weed cookie. I ended up having the first panic attack of my life. Just to kind of like give you the picture of how many people were there and how random this was. So my mom was there. She went to the 101 Cafe the next morning, and the waiter at the 101 Cafe comes up to her and he's like, hey, I'm so sorry. This is so weird, but are you Betsy Franco? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, sorry. I almost went to your son's surprise party last night.
No.
So we survived the surprise party. We can survive anything.
How do we feel about magic tricks?
I assume you bring this up because I've been in 3 magic movies. I feel good about it. I weirdly am like very good at throwing cards. It's like kind of what my character does in the movie. And I remember on the first one when I was learning how to do it, I had like stacks and stacks of cards, and it was just me in my apartment in New Orleans throwing cards against the wall until my arm went dead. But now I can like